Wayzata High School for Lake Conference Boys Soccer, the second of a doubleheader here after the girls contest. Wintertime feel is this one as we head to the end of the regular season. The Eden Prairie Eagles and the Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Ligry. And Sig, second meeting of the season between these two. Eden Prairie winning the first one by a 2-1 score. Almost identical records. They've both had some good moments and then some times where they haven't played quite as well as they'd like, but overall a couple pretty solid clubs. We expect probably a low scoring and a close game.
Yeah, both teams have good solid defenses. That's what's been keeping them in the games. Not a whole lot of scoring up on top, but they're going to be evenly matched.
Yeah, Wayzata recently has switched to a 3-5-2 formation. They feel like it's given them a little bit of a shot in the arm, and if you want to have one indication of a difference, the first time they played St. Michael Albertville, they tied them. The second time, they beat them 7-0. So it's a switch they felt they needed to make, and it's, kind of got them feeling a little bit better about things heading down the stretch.
Well, sometimes making a switch like that is a big deal for the team because you have a different set, different feeling, and obviously it's giving them a lot more power.
Eden Prairie has a young team, but then they've got a few veterans. They've got 3 captains that have done very well. And, they're in a similar spot where they're not going to be a top seed in their section, but they're also, likewise, going to be a team that nobody really wants to play in that section tournament.
Well, that's the problem with these kind of teams. That both teams are, like we said, are strong on defense. And when you get into the sections, defense is what's going to get you through the sections.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's contest, starting with the visiting Eagles. One of those guys who's been around for a few years for them is a guy that Wayzata knows they're going to need to keep an eye on, Tyler Beaupre.
Has 8 goals, 4 assists up on top. Good, fast player that will be able to take some good shots at the defense.
And for Wayzata, they have just one captain this year, and this tells you what kind of leader he must be, Ben Lidke.
Well, that's quite an honor to be the only captain. 4 goals, 1 assist. Same thing, staying up on top, getting the ball in to him, let him take some shots.
He's also a very good hockey player for the Trojans. So as we said, winding toward playoff time, these teams want to get a little momentum going. Eden Prairie into Section 2AA and Wayzata into Section 6AA. The wind will be a factor. The temperature, probably not so much, maybe for the fans and the coaches and broadcasters and camera crew. But I think with the players, once they're out there running around, should be all right. It's the Eagles and the Trojans, and it comes your way next here on CCX Sports.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
All right, really excited. And welcome back here on this chilly night to Wayzata High School as the Trojans boys soccer team set to do battle with Eden Prairie here for their second go-round in the Lake Conference. Of course, the Lake now up to 7 teams, so St. Michael, Albertville, and Buffalo, the new entrants to the conference this year. And I think in general, people happy to have them. There's been some discussion whether they're going to continue to play a double round robin. Some of the coaches were for it, some were against it, according to Dominic Duenas, the Wayzata head coach. But he said, overall, I'm in favor of it. I mean, we lost a couple of games at non-conference that we usually used to schedule, but that's something you can live with. Here's a look at the starting lineup for Eden Prairie. They've got junior Carson Bell in goal. Carver Mignani is one of their other top players, along with Beaupre, a guy to watch, number 4, a guy that's been around their program for a long time. And those two are captains, along with number 6, Simon Vergara. And you see up front, Beaupre and Hernandez, a pretty dangerous pairing up front there. And the Trojans bouncing each other around a little bit. They're excited. Perrin King, their senior in goal, he really became a goalie only last year. They really like number 2, their sophomore center back, Miles Akibwe. They said he's really going to be a great player in our program these next few years. And there you see the captain, Ben Lidke, one of the 2 forwards now that they are going to the 3-5-2 formation. And it's just a move that the coaches felt needed to happen. It's generally worked out pretty well for them, and kind of interesting that Eden Prairie also plays a 3-5-2 as well. So we'll see how these two teams match up. Wayzata said they've had problems in the first couple minutes of halves and the last couple minutes of halves. He said 8 of the 12 goals we've allowed this year have been in either of those situations. So
really,
it's enough of a number to kind of be a trend.
Yeah,
so there's some. He said we got to make sure we're, mentally alert in the beginning and end of halves.
Yeah, because if those numbers stand out, that tells you you've got a little bit of a problem to deal with.
Throw in there coming for the Eagles. Beaupre pushed it back to the outside. They're looking to go on the attack here, and a header and a tough fall there for the Trojans, but keep the ball moving. Beaupre trying to control that one, but banged away from him by Ethan Quee. Wayzata looking to push the ball up the right side of their offense, but rolls out. Eden Prairie will look to quickly counter. I was asking Coach Sinclair from Eden Prairie about, the cold, and he said, well, to be honest, rather have this than real hot like at the beginning of the year. And he said it isn't raining. So you see 47 the weather. Now I'm going to dispute that 1 mile an hour wind, because it's blowing a little bit. It's going to be an issue.
It's more like 9 miles an hour sustained and then 13 gusts. We'll check that in just a minute and make sure that our graphics matches what we're talking about.
Knocked back to the outside, and nice step up there to break it up. Good work for the Trojans by Max Smart, and then a push called against Eden Prairie, and we will get a free kick. Smart getting set to line this one up for the Trojans, and they've got the wind at their back, so he may get a little extra oomph into this one. Serving it up into the middle of the field. A header there by Mignani for Eden Prairie, and they try and turn it back upfield. Luke Hernandez took a little bit of a bump there. Trojans get the ball back, and they'll try and serve it right back in there. Denied by Danny Hernandez and sent back out. Nice job dishing it back there to Quee, and he'll go outside to Max Smart. Smart with that left foot glances off a defender, Hernandez. Be a throw coming for Wayzata.
Throwing coming in deep in the Eden Prairie zone.
Peter Melquist will throw it in. He's also the kicker for the unbeaten Wayzata football team. Coming all the way back to help out there is Beaupre with the header. You see Eden Prairie's got their whole team. Beaupre is their top gun up front, but he's back there defending the net. Nice flick out front. It comes loose. Here's a chance, but that shot is blocked as Casimir tried to line it up. And then hammered out of there. Henry Hussman getting it back out to midfield. Stopped by Jacob Fisher, and he'll dish left to Smart. Nice ball up the line there, and then Evan McGugan sending it way across. They bring it right side and then getting it back now to Lidke. Lidke looking for some space. He'll use Ethan Quee. His long shot blocked, but it'll bounce all the way through, and Carson Bell calls off his defender and will scoop it up for the Eagles.
It took a weird hop as it bounced over the defender, but right to the keeper, Bell, with no problem scooping that one up.
Trojans able to force a turnover. To the outside again for Quee. Nice job meeting his pass by Casimir, and Wayzata, you see, using the width of the field a lot better, according to Coach Duenas, since they've gone to that 3-5-2, which stands to reason that you'd be able to do so. And said that was one big thing. And he also felt, he said, you know, if we didn't have so much confidence in our young center back, Akibwe, it might not have worked out quite as well. But he just excelled being, you know, in a 3-person defensive unit, kind of patrolling the middle for them. Mignani will drive it upfield here for EP.
Wow, that's a nice long kick.
Nice turn with it there by Luke Hernandez. Now they look to the right side and flicked ahead there by Patel. Bouncing high in the air. Trojans can't control, so they'll just knock it out. A throw upcoming here for Eden Prairie as Vergara will trigger it quickly in there to Patel. Ooh, and they got what they wanted there, but Beaupre not quite able to direct it on net. He was a little bit far out to really make that a great scoring chance just as is, but gave it a shot.
I think the ball was just a little bit high for him also. He couldn't get a real good good contact with his forehead.
Aaron King booting it out of there for Wayzata. Now Lidke controlling it here for the Trojans. Straight up the gut he comes. And then the back pass was deflected away, and Eden Prairie trying to quickly counter into offense here as Luke Hernandez sending it up. Beaupre dropping it off to Vergara. Return pass, though, a nice interception. Good work there by Akibwe for Wayzata. Beaupre trying to turn around Akibwe, but he was able to knock that one out. The throw for Wayzata. Eden Prairie thought it was going to be their throw, and the poor young ball guy was kind of caught in between. They were asking for the ball, and he didn't want to give it up because he knew it was the Wayzata throw.
Yeah, defender managed to get that ball off the offensive, or the forward for Eden Prairie to get the turnover.
Sent long ahead there, knocked away from Casimir. Great hustle to keep that ball alive by Smart, but then the Eagles get to it anyway. Matthew Hudson sending it up there for Wayzata. Mignani wins that battle for EP. And a nice ball ahead here. Beaupre trying to control it. He got shoved a little bit. He keeps on moving. Beaupre crossing it to the front. Here's a chance. Oh, and that one is denied as it just got away enough for Wayzata to converge and block it. Now a nice ball to Smart. Smart trying to win it back here, but Danny Hernandez sends it out of play. We'll get a throw for Wayzata. It looked like for a moment that Eden Prairie was going to get a real great chance here. You see Beaupre does a nice job, even despite being knocked around a little bit. Now watch this cross, and right here, they just took a little too long to do anything with that one, and Akibwe able to get back in and break that one up.
Yeah, Akibwe hung in there and got that foot on the ball. Not only that, but he also got it off the forward to get the turnover for the throw-in for the Trojans.
Trojans get it back here, sent out front by McGugan, but knocked away. Quee will play it out to the right side. Pace is pretty good. Teams are moving the ball nicely.
Yeah, moving the ball. They're passing sharply.
Smart getting a little bit of a header there, but he was bumped by a defender and obviously couldn't get a whole lot on it. Carson Bell grabbing it up. Trojans able to force a turnover, and they have done a pretty solid job of that in the early going, but now Eden Prairie trying to answer with one of their own. Jose Blanco dropping it back now to Vergara. Move it over here toward the right side where Danny Hernandez came up to join the play. Gets it to Patel. Vergara. Wayzata trying to be cautious not to overcommit here as now a turn and shot, and it was going to go wide anyway, but King will grab that one up. And always want to handle the ball a little bit early if you can, if you're a keeper too, especially on a cold night like this. Doesn't sound like there's much chance that we'll get any precipitation anyway, but certainly the wind and the cold might have them being a little extra cautious with the ball. Here's a chance now, Lidke. Oh, a nice step up and takeaway by Hussman there for Eden Prairie. Boy, he single-handedly ended that chance. Lifted long the other way, Akibwe back for it. He'll have to play it out. Throw coming here for Eden Prairie. And that's where, you know, obviously there's some pluses and minuses when you're playing a 3-5-2 is you know, if you get it past that group of midfielders, you got more ground to cover for those three defenders.
Yeah, you have to drop a center mid and have him come back and fill the void.
Pass to the outside here, Patel chipping it out front. Here's a shot and a goal. Beaupre converting on Patel's nice pass. And Beaupre turning and burying his 9th goal of the season. That will make it 1-0 EP. They almost had a good chance on a similar type setup a moment ago, but watch this one as Patel gets a nice angle on this ball. And you see the way Beaupre, I'm not sure he intended to do it exactly like that, as he almost kind of curved that ball around. It looked like he was going to try and drive it high to the middle of the net or maybe even more to the right, but he was able to, sometimes less is more. Better, you know, he didn't hit it as hard maybe as he wanted, but better placement because of it.
Right, I think he caught that on the instep, and that's what gave him the little bit of a curve that you were talking about. But it went right around the defender and into the corner of the net.
Boy, and when we got a second look at it, you can tell even more why King, I mean, first of all, it's just well placed. It's hard to get over that far, but it didn't appear by the way he was swinging the foot that that's what kind of shot it was going to end up being.
Right.
And you could see why it beat him.
Yeah, I think they were expecting a hard shot on the keeper, but actually finessed it in instead. So either way, Eden Prairie up 1-0.
That was a nice indication of spacing there too, because you know, Beaupre actually lingered out higher to give both the passer a better angle and himself a better angle as a shooter. You see that here. Instead of getting over eager and really jumping right to the net, he gives a little bit of space to make that pass. And there you see it again.
Yeah, he swung his foot around, and that's what gave it the curve.
Yeah, and I might not have been giving him enough credit. It maybe wasn't so much of a miss hit as that he really did want to do it, you know, that way, looking for that corner. And either way, it's a great goal. And you know what, especially for teams that have had trouble scoring, maybe not Eden Prairie quite as much as Wayzata, but I mean, it's still a situation where, you know, if you can get one early like this and play with a lead, it's certainly going to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it makes a big difference in how you play the game.
Sent long ahead. This one will go bouncing out of play, and a throw coming for Wayzata. Kui being chased hard there by Vergara. Eagles able to force a turnover, and they go quick on the throw in. Vergara spinning around and tried to get a return to him, but it was well read. And a nice step up to break that one up, but Wayzata pushing play upfield again. And great hustle by Lidke. Oh, and then he makes a nice move around the defender, puts it out front. Here's a chance, a shot. Oh, and just missed. As McGugan Boy, that one almost looked like it had gone in, but obviously not quite.
The net moved, so let's take a look at it. I think he hit the crossbar. Right? No,
just hitting the football crossbar.
Right, the other crossbar.
The way the net rippled there, it was almost like for a second you thought that didn't go in, did it? But you could tell by the player's reaction it didn't.
Right.
So a near miss for Wayzata there, but you have to like that they generated a nice chance like that. Like Eden Prairie, their first one didn't quite connect, but then the second time around it did. So you at least like when your team's getting chances.
Well, that's what you want them to do. You want to get those plays, get the passing set up so you can get those shots.
Well, and we saw a little bit of the talent there of Lidke to create that one too.
That was beautiful.
And Coach said, I asked kind of what is Ben's best skills, and he said, well, he's pretty good at taking guys on one-on-one, and we saw exactly that right there. Long throw in by Smart. That one is knocked on out of there, but still an opportunity as Andy Leeson now gets it back to Smart. Sent to the far post there by McGugan, but well read by Bell as he charges out to get it.
Yeah, I think he was looking for his right winger and he wasn't quite there.
Battle at midfield. And
yeah, you got to call that one. Sorry, guys.
Looks like it might just be a throw, though. Yeah, it's going to be just a throw.
Really?
Is that a defender? Well, he did the old hard stop in front of a guy, and I think that might be the reason why the official kind of let that one go, because he slammed on the brakes right in front of the Eden Prairie player, too. Knocked out by the Eagles. It'll be a throw for Wayzata down toward the corner.
But still way down in the offensive zone. Center referee is Frank Versuis. AR1 is Brian Ward, and AR2 is Paul Ridgedal.
Stopping the clock here for an injury as Karan Patel looks like possibly a cramp.
Yeah. The way he's acting. Or a calf cramp. Yep. Trying to get that muscle to relax.
Well, and the thought is always that that's kind of a hot weather thing, but obviously it can happen, at any time.
Yeah, it'll happen in the cold because you're running and your muscles aren't quite warm.
There's Rob Sinclair, the Eden Prairie coach, second season as their head coach, but he said, I've been in the program about 20 years on and off. He had a couple different stints. He had been a long-time assistant. And kind of interesting, too, is they've got an assistant, Jim Williams, who was in the Wayzata program as JV coach for about 10 years, and his kids played at Wayzata. And we were joking before the game. I said, do you have any blue and gold on underneath there? He said no, and then he said, my kids won't talk to me, though, for going to Eden Prairie. But no, he's joking, of course. Chipped across, a great opportunity there as Max Smart put that one in a nice spot, but Carson Bell, sure-handed, able to snare that one in traffic.
Read that one perfectly and brought it into the safety.
Sent ahead, and here are the Eagles mounting an attack once more. Going to go right side with it now for Rojas, chipping it out front, and a strong play to break that one up by Akibwe. Then sent back in. Oh, and it takes a bad hop or a spinning hop off the turf there, and Perrin King just had to knock it down with his forearms. He obviously called off his defender there and wanted that ball, but the way it bounced at him there, that one was a little bit difficult. But he did the right thing by just kind of smothering it. Flicked ahead here. Couple headers as the Eagles try and get it out of there. Hudson. Now Quee's pass. Eagles able to come away with it for the moment, but not for long as it's taken right back. Lidke trying to step to the middle there. And a little follow-up chip over towards Smart.
Yep.
Smart on the left side, one-on-one, and can he draw the corner?
He does.
Yes.
Good play. Couldn't get anything going on the other side, so might as well set up the corner.
McGugan will take the corner kick here for Wayzata. They trail it 1-0, approaching the halfway point of this first half. McGugan looking far post.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, and it got over Bell. I don't think that one was too comfortable for the keeper there, as he wanted to make a grab on this one, and then you see he's caught up a little too far. That was not far from being a connection as Lidke came flying in.
Yeah, he almost had a header, and Bell was out of position.
Here comes Prairie. Nice ball ahead there to Luke Hernandez, but then the Trojans get back. Interrupt the flow anyway, but Eden Prairie gets it right back, and here's some space for Danny Hernandez to survey the field. Gonna chip it to the middle, but there's a Kibwe stepping up. Mignani carrying here for EP, sending that one up, but that is broken up. I really kind of like the mixture for both teams too, though, Sig.
Yep.
You know, the short, crisp passing, but then when they see something to go ahead with a longer pass, they're doing that too. They play, you know, somewhat similar styles.
Yeah, they're both fast-paced, good passing teams. You pass it to where somebody's supposed to be. There's a long pass into the center.
Now Prairie trying to go with a little back heel kick there. Knocked away. And a throw up coming here for Eden Prairie. You see Kibwe is confident in his speed. He's not worried about, you know, getting out of position by charging out there like that. Rojas putting it in the middle, but that one, they weren't on the same page there. Johnny Garcia, the interception, and now sent ahead towards Smart. But not quite going to be able to run that one down. We will get a throw for EP. Ooh, hard takedown there, and a stoppage to see if they're going to reach for a card. Yes, indeed. Hudson will be issued a yellow card for that too aggressive tackle there. Rubbing the ankle, as you see after the throw right here, turning upfield. Ouch, Rojas went down hard.
Yeah, hit him right in the left leg.
It was interesting because just in my head I was thinking before that it's been a pretty clean game, and then we had that one happen. But
yeah, surprise.
Looks like he's going to be all right to stay in the game. Not something that hasn't happened to every soccer player along the way, but still certainly doesn't feel great at the moment.
Nope.
Mignani throws it out front. Then knocked ahead. Eden Prairie nearly getting another chance right there. Akibwe got up there to break it up and then got help from Garcia. Here's McGugan lifting it ahead. Try to go across to Smart. That one was broken up, and then we had a tackle the other way, and that one is going to be called. Mike Orlov, number 26, a freshman, is checked in for Wayzata. Quite a few sophomores in, well, really for both teams, and even a couple of freshmen. So in schools this big and in programs that bring this many kids out, you got to be pretty good to be up there as a 9th or even 10th grader. Max Smart lining it up here for Wayzata, puts it in to traffic. Oh, and a battle for it out front, trying to line up a shot, and then Quee got underneath it and drives it over the top. However, it was deflected by a defender, so it'll be a corner kick. McGugan heading out to take the corner here for Wayzata.
Their second of the first half. Another lefty.
Hooking it in. Ooh, and there's the header by Prairie. Ball not really out of harm's way yet, though, for Eden Prairie. Akibwe pushing it to the outside. Now served out front, trying to go to Smart. He volleys it back, and Bell coming up with that one. And then he was bumped into by Orlov, who says sorry about it. I was going to say that, you know, you can kind of tell these teams respectful of each other. I mean, obviously it's a rivalry and they want to win and they're going to go hard and all that, but you'd see that he, you know, right away kind of said my bad on that one.
Yep.
I like sportsmanship, but at the same time, you know, you want guys that are going to do their best to put the ball in the net too and everything, so you don't, you know, you don't fault that. Rojas sending it ahead and flicked with the header, but then denied on the next opportunity. Jacob Hugenacher in there, 17 for Wayzata. Now Kui sending it up the right side, but that one knocked down with the header. Past the halfway point of the opening half, and unlike the girls' game, we've at least had a goal already as Eden Prairie has gone on the board with a 1-0 lead. That ball crossed the end line, so goal kick upcoming for Eden Prairie. Slightly better chances possibly for Eden Prairie, but you know, just a couple each way.
It's similar to the girls' game where it's back and forth. Momentum keeps shifting, so both teams are playing hard and moving the ball quite well.
Wayzata's done a pretty good job of forcing turnovers after goal kicks or you know, throw-ins even too. Bell didn't hit that one quite how he wanted to either, and sent to the outside. This will be a throw for Wayzata as the Eagles had to clear it away there from Michael Barica. More changes coming for the Trojans here. Ryan Allmeyer coming in, number 6. So a throw coming for Wayzata. Lofted deep into traffic and knocked out of there, but knocked down by Hugenacher. He'll take the return pass here and then sent to the outside. Barica gets across away, and let's see who's going to be a goal kick.
Goal kick.
Try to go to that man, Mike Orlov. Maybe young man would be better to him. He's a freshman. High bouncer out to midfield, and Akibwe sending it up, but it'll come all the way to the keeper, Bell. I think Bell's finding that wind is a little stronger than, you know, he's trying to get these kicks away, and they're getting knocked down by the wind.
Yeah, you need to lower the trajectory a little bit.
Going to play it back to Bell here as he drives that one up. Gui. Ball skipping off a defender, and Bell will get to it. A couple of times Wayzata's maybe been a little bit too impatient, trying to, you know, maybe they'd have an opportunity to complete one or two more passes and then serve it in.
Try and set something up, maybe from the outside in, get a nice crossing pass in front of the goal area.
Oh, a turnover there as it hit a Eden Prairie player in the back. Hugenacher got the ball back for Wayzata, and they go to the outside. We get a foul called against Eden Prairie. Free kick coming for the Trojans, and again they have a little bit of a breeze at their back here in this first half. Johnny Garcia lining it up here for the Trojans. They got pretty much everybody up, or one guy.
Yep, everybody.
Now this one knocked down. Eden Prairie hoping to quickly counter and catch him, having to run back hard.
2-on-2.
Hussman with it. Slowed but not stopped. Luke Hernandez following up. Yep. Oh, there's a nice takeaway. That was a beauty by Garcia. Here comes Lidke. Pushing it to the outside for Barica.
We got a 3-on-4 4 going the other way.
Barika playing it out front. Orlov trying to cross that ball, but Hussman there for the Eagles. Beaupre trying to free that ball up. Unable to do so initially anyway. And it goes out of bounds off of Huganacher, so a throw for Eden Prairie. Look toward Beaupre there and knocks it to the middle of the field. Eagles trying to get it back. Oh, and Beaupre went down hard. Looked like he might have got the back of the leg or back of the knee kind of clipped out.
Yeah, he's favoring that right leg, trying to walk it off.
Knocked back now to Akibwe. Playing that ball up the right side to Almayer. Pass blocked. Eden Prairie looking to quickly counter there as Hernandez sending it over. Following up is Danny Hernandez. And now they go toward Rojas. Can he run it down? Nope, not quite able to keep it in as he made that pass to himself. Ball crossing over, and a nice job to spot it there by AR on that side. Rojas, he said he's shaking his head a little bit. He's like, God, I made such a good effort. I thought I had the benefit of the doubt there. Huganacher. Gonna look to switch fields here, but instead turns it over. Nice ball out to Rojas there from Beaupre. I think Beaupre is still running a little bit slower than he was earlier. Trying to get that complete feel back in the leg there. Here's the goal scorer in tonight's game, Tyler Beaupre, and probably not a surprise that, if you said pick out before a game who's most likely to get a goal to start the game, he would have been pretty high on the list.
And that's how it panned out.
Vergara putting it out front. Here's an opportunity with the turn, the shot, and a goal. Luke Hernandez finishing there for Eden Prairie. Boy, he did a nice job of holding the defender off, and he's their second leading scorer this year. And that'll be his 7th goal of the year. And it's 2-0 Eden Prairie. You see this again. Started with the nice pass from Vergara, and then you see him able to shield off the defender and then bury it.
Nice turn and shoot. You see it again.
Yeah, and there was
right there.
They both threw their arm up there at the same time, and they'll give Luke the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying that it should have been on him or anything, but they kind of both went arm to arm there, and he kind of had the leverage a little bit and was able to win the fight. So 2-0 Eden Prairie lead.
For Eden Prairie was number 9, Luke Hernandez. Scoring with 11:43 left.
Had a foul call there going against Wayzata, so not the situation they wanted. They've played, pretty decent in this first half, but unable to capitalize on the couple chances they've had. Meanwhile, Eden Prairie has been able to finish twice, still building a 2-0 lead. Now serve long to the front. Akibwe up for the header. Now Kui. He will send it long, try to put a little pressure on that defense. Going to go out of play. Lidke will quickly track it down, but they had a sub getting ready to come in, so hold up before they can make the throw and bring their guys forward here. See Hudson coming back in. He had that yellow card a little bit earlier. Flick to the front, but there's Mignani to clear it out. Beaupre dropping the pass off. They look to run hard up the left side now. Blanco stopping, looking for a little help to the middle. Then he'll flick it back to the outside for Luke Hernandez. Hernandez getting it to Beaupre. And then Rojas trying to get a left-footed shot away, but it was blocked.
Yeah, I think Beaupre tried to get a redirect with that heel. Didn't place it right where he wanted it.
Now knocked out of there, but nobody from Wayzata within range, and you see coming way out, and Bell has to play it with the feet. And we've got an injured EP player there. And to be honest, I was watching the ball upfield, but it appeared as though, you know, he was involved in some kind of collision. It is Hussman getting up slowly there, and some talking to going on now. I haven't seen a card as of yet. I think it was Lidke that was involved. Let's see. Oh, a little knock in the back there.
Yeah, I can see AR2 over there waving the flag for potential penalty or foul.
And now we get a foul call going against Beaupre, and I think they can kind of sense that we've started to see a little more physical stuff and kind of blowing it down a little tighter there.
Yeah, so the referee doing the right thing, start calling those fouls and tell the players, hey, you've exceeded your number of grace calls.
Bounce to the front. Lidke trying to get to it. Bell down. It'll be a corner for Wayzata. I think some, understandably a little frustration for Wayzata too, especially when they fell behind by that second goal. And like, no, we're going to come hard.
Yeah, that's the natural tendency, and you do want to get a little bit more motivated, but not to the point you start drawing bad fouls.
McGugan again will take the corner. He's been pretty good at him.
Yeah, he gets that banana ball.
Into traffic. Bell got a finger on it, but now they battle for it, and it'll be knocked out of play by Eden Prairie's Rojas. We will get a throw on the other side now for the Trojans. They would very much love to get one here in the last 7 minutes, trailing now by 2-0 as you see that one into traffic and bodies all around.
And again, Bell not able to get his hands cleanly on that ball.
Smart will leave it for a Kibwe, but he did not hit that one the way he intended. And it never ended up going out, though. Eden Prairie was just going to let it go out for a goal kick, but it just kind of died there.
It kind of curved over and limped to a halt.
That one's way high and over the top, so goal kick coming here for Eden Prairie. Bell's going to leave it for Mignani, who's really got a good leg. You can see why they really like him as a player. Good feeling when you've got, a guy that they really trust up front with Beaupre, and then a guy that you really trust in the back, and Mignani too.
Exactly.
Hudson looking to Smart on the left side. Smart trying to get a step there, but pretty well defended by Danny Hernandez, and then he will knock it away. Trojans able to get to it though. McGugan leaving it back for Fisher. That one blocked. Fisher will send it back now to Akibwe. Pass knocked away, but it'll be a throw for Wayzata, and Fisher's not going to waste any time getting back to it. Tried to go long with it to Casimir. Casimir able to control it. Step between defenders. And then good help. Recovery there by Hussman, able to jump in. Back to Smart on the outside. Chipping it far side. Melquist trying to run it down. Good. A throw coming though for Eden Prairie. Wayzata's come with a little extra fire here after that second goal went in, and we're going to get a stoppage here. I think it was just for a shoe tie there, so he's going to bring it back in and get restarted.
Yep, we're back.
Throw now for Wayzata as Peter Melquist getting set to put it back in play for the Trojans. And the follow-up there by Cui, but a good positioning by Danny Hernandez. Eden Prairie wanted a handball call. They kind of stopped a little bit there, and no call was forthcoming.
You have to be careful of that. You got to wait for when you hear the referee's whistle, that's when you stop.
Goal kick here for Eden Prairie as that ball went just over the line. Here's another look. Yeah. Right there off the left hand of Casimir. I think they were right, but it's still at the same time, like you said, you got to wait till the official calls it.
See, how's that go? You can't play and officiate at the same time?
And there's no harm in keeping playing if they do stop it.
Right.
Whereas the other way around, there definitely could be harm if you're caught not ready.
Yep, and that has happened many times.
Smart's pass intercepted. Rojas banging it out of there, but Akibwe coming up with the header. To the outside, Max Smart. Trying to go to Lidkey here, and that ball hammered upfield. Eden Prairie's kind of been caught now having to play D here late. I mean, after they built that 2-goal lead. Akibwe coming up to join the offense. Puts it out front, trying to get it to Lidkey, who shielded off the defender, but just couldn't do both at the same time, come up with the ball and hold off his defender. Beaupre flicking it ahead to himself. Wow, that was nice.
And he still has it.
Good job by Fisher to get a foot in there to break up that pass, though.
Yeah, he was sending that over to Hernandez, who would have been in a good position for a shot on goal.
Big battle there, and Eden Prairie winds up with it. Beaupre spinning to the outside. Gets across away. Here's another chance, and that one sailing just over the net. As Hernandez making a bid for his second of the night. Boy, they can create offense in a hurry. Beaupre, nice job playing it wide and then got rid of it just at the right time. But watch Hernandez there. Just does a nice job of receiving that ball and keeping the defender off. Sometimes guys, you know, they're so worried about keeping the defender off that they don't, you know, aren't able to really get it turn and get a clean shot. But he just made it look easy. Rojas. Jabbed away from him by Smart, and then Smart trying to come upfield to receive that pass, but it went out of play, and it'll be a throw for Eden Prairie. Ooh. Beaupre bounced to the turf there by Fisher. So free kick coming here for Eden Prairie.
Beaupre's moving pretty good now. He was a little bit of a limp for a while now. He's appearing to bat at full strength. There was the opportunity for Eden Prairie.
Magnani sending one out front. Hernandez just got a head on it, but not enough to direct it on goal. So be a goal kick coming here for Wayzata as we tick down toward a minute to play in this opening half. Eden Prairie's top two scorers have each gotten one. Tyler Beaupre just over 10 minutes in, and then in the 29th minute, Luke Hernandez adding one for Eden Prairie. So they have shown a nice finishing ability on a couple of their good chances.
1 minute to play.
Smart sending it ahead. Magnani was right there, though. And then Smart couldn't quite keep that one in, so a throw here for Eden Prairie. So we approach 40 seconds to go in the opening half. Magnani up with it. Nice little stutter step move there, but nearly intercepted. Here's where if you're Eden Prairie, you know, you want to not take any chances getting that ball upfield, but you don't want to be too overly cautious either, to the point where you turn it over.
Yeah, if you turn it over, then you give the other team the opportunity to get back into the match.
Rojas. Nice step between defenders there. Try to go to Hernandez out front. Now it comes back to Rojas. Again looks for Hernandez. Spins left with it this time, but didn't get a real good hit on that one. And we're going to tick down to the final seconds of the opening half. And that will do it for this first half of play. And Eden Prairie has done a solid job on the road here, finishing their 2 good chances in the first half. So our score at halftime of tonight's boys game is Eden Prairie 2 and Wayzata nothing. We'll have first half highlights and then our second half of soccer here on CCX Sports.
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back. Hopefully they have the coffee and hot chocolate machine fired up out here. This is one of the first nights of the year where you definitely need it. 2-0 Eden Prairie, our score at halftime of this boys contest after a scoreless draw in the girls game, as we check out some highlights from the opening half of play. And really, both teams were getting some chances in the early going, but Eden Prairie here, ball played to the outside nicely, and Patel hooking it over, and there's Beaupre nailing his 9th goal of the season as he hooked that ball around nicely into the corner. That came just 10:09 in. Wayzata, good opportunity created here, and McGugan rips one just over the top of the net. He knew that was a great chance set up by Lidke there. And then off a corner kick, McGugan putting it to the far post. A lot of traffic, bodies everywhere. And Bell couldn't come up with it cleanly, but no harm done as it didn't go in. Then a nice pass here by Vergara. Watch the job turning on this ball. A little bit of battle with the defender. And Luke Hernandez nets his 7th goal of the season. That one made it 2-0 in favor of Eden Prairie, and that is where we sit at halftime. Another opportunity late here as Beaupre did a nice job deking the defender there and then puts it out front. Here's Hernandez again, and that rocket went just over the net. And here's the totals for that first half.
And looking at the numbers, Trojans with 6 shots, 2 on goal, 4 fouls, and 3 corner kicks. Eagles with 8 shots, 4 on goal, 4 fouls, and 0 corner kicks. So the Eagles have the edge on the scoreboard and in the stats.
So we will come back with our second half here. Wayzata trying to battle back in this one. They're a team that's had trouble scoring this year, though, but they'll try and see what they can throw at Eden Prairie and try and get one to close the gap and go from there. But right now it's at 2-0 in favor of Eden Prairie. And welcome back here to Wayzata High School along with Sig Lagery. I'm Jay Wilcox. Thanks so much for joining us for Lake Conference Boys Soccer here on CCX Sports. There's a look at Tyler Beaupre, who scored the first goal of the night for Eden Prairie, one of their captains, and nearly set up another one late in the half. Wayzata, they got their work cut out for them a little bit, although they definitely had moments where they created some things, and I kind of think the 3 corner kicks they generated, I think, could be something that they might be able to build off of if they can do the same here in the second half, because they at least put a little scare into Eden Prairie on a couple of them.
Yeah, that's true. Those corners were placed very nicely, and we saw clearly that Bell was having trouble with 2 of those.
Yeah, they gave them a lot of traffic to deal with there, too. And even though, obviously neither of them ended up in the net, still a spot where maybe if you don't have a lot of natural, goal scorers that can put things away, those are the type of plays that can maybe help you get it done.
It certainly can. That's what they keep saying. Those set plays are the ones that are the most dangerous. Wayzata trying to attack.
Looked like Casimir decided he was going to go right through the defender there, but didn't quite work out. Now the Eagles send it out long. Akibwe there able to stop it. Kui with it for the Trojans. Got it over there to Hudson, but Beaupre able to jab it free from him. Beaupre trying to get around the outside there as he was hemmed in a little bit, waited for some help. Tried to go to Hernandez, and he gets it. Now looking to the outside, Beaupre. And that one deflected, but it'll come right to King.
That was some excellent passing.
See Beaupre.
He's holding that right arm down again.
Yeah, and he's got a wrap on the wrist. Now we saw him get hobbled a little bit earlier, but it wasn't that. It was a leg then. Right. So this is something that he had come in the game, looks like.
I was wondering if he may have bumped it or bruised it when he fell down.
Knocked up in the air here, and Smart dropping it to Hudson. Trojans spreading the field there nicely, and nice step up though to break it up by Rojas. Good energy to that ball by Danny Hernandez. Now he gets the return pass, looks to Vergara. Vergara,
wow.
double team, but kept possession there. He was like he was in a little revolving door there, getting knocked around, spun around, and kept it.
Well, that's the amazing part, that he kept control of it.
Luke Hernandez. Nice little move there. Chipping it with the left foot. Oh, boy, and he had that one headed in the right spot toward Beaupre, but Trojans able to get back and break it up, and then King watches it bounce outside. But you can see some dangerous opportunities again created by Eden Prairie.
Now that we've seen Eden Prairie actually play, it's surprising to me that they don't score more goals with the way they get the ball up front and they move it back and forth.
Yeah, as I was saying, that they have not had quite the trouble that Wayzata has scoring this year, but yeah, it's the other thing too though is a lot of the games, obviously not every single game, but for both these teams, they're almost always playing a pretty good opponent too. So you're not mixing in a whole lot of 5s and 6s in your schedule when you're playing the schedule that these teams play either. I mean, occasionally it might happen, but
yeah, the conference is loaded with some pretty heavy-duty teams.
Battle for it here at midfield. Luke Hernandez keeping control there. Dropped it off for Vergara. Now they swing it right side. Played back out and then lofted in by Beaupre. Fisher heading it, and it's going to be a corner kick upcoming now for Eden Prairie. See what the Eagles can do with their opportunity here. Hernandez will take the corner kick for Eden Prairie. Wayzata gets to it first, and Smart is going to hammer it out toward midfield. Again, into the wind, though. Knock that one down a little bit.
That makes it tricky for the defenders to approach the ball because it drops down in front of them.
Nice step up by Kibwe there. Good instincts. As I said in the first half, Dominic Duenas saying, you know, this guy is going to be one of those real strong Wayzata defenders for the next 3 years. He said, I barely take him out off the field now as a sophomore. Knocked back to King. Be interesting if Wayzata, obviously we're still pretty early in the second half, but they might have to stretch things out to become a little more offensive, and that in turn might create some chances the other way too.
I think you had it right early on when you said that they were taking too many outside shots. Instead of being a little bit more patient, go maybe 1 or 2 more passes and then see if you can set something up. Because that's easier said than done because they're playing against a very strong Eden Prairie defense. Here's Wayzata with a chance.
Quee putting it out to Melquist, but not much developed out of that one. Carson Bell grabbing it up here for Eden Prairie, and he's probably going to find it a little more to his liking with that wind to his back.
Well,
I feel like you're hitting the ball about the same, but now it's going 20 yards farther.
Right. That one went way down there. That's about 60, 65 yards.
Controlled by Vergara. A lot of space to work with there for Cole Nelson, but then they turn it over.
Yeah, just a little bit behind him. Oh, nice move.
Smart giving it back to Hudson. Don't want to be, you got to be a little careful with Beaupre coming at him there trying to steal that one, but able to work it around him.
Just a redirect forward.
Outside with it for Smart. He's run off that one though. Back pass there was a little advised, and William Morris knocked it ahead. Hudson controlling for Wayzata. Be a throw coming for the Trojans. Looks like Garcia, well, maybe not. Thought he was going to go take that throw, but as they're making substitutions here, they're figuring out who's going to be where as well. See Barica coming back in. Smart will take the throw. Header by Beaupre, and then another, but comes back to Garcia. That pass taken away. A nice step up by Patel. Can't keep it in though. It'll be a throw coming for Wayzata. Gonna come back with it for a little space. Akibwe puts it onto the foot of Hudson. He'll bring it to Smart on the outside. Smart getting across away. Oh, and Lidke charging in there, but he ran into the keeper. And Bell is shaken up. So that one would not have counted anyway. It had gone in because they ruled that Lidke ran into Bell here as he came right there. Up over the top.
Oh, he went right down on his
Hard
shoulder.
Collision.
Oh my. Yeah, right on his hip and his shoulder.
Another look as he really climbed over the defender. Lidke, impressive in terms of getting up off the ground for that ball, but a little dangerous there as he ran into Bell.
Yeah, it's the landing they got to worry about. I think Bell's going to come off for a little while.
Charles Neal will come in to play goal, at least for the moment.
Yeah, because he's holding his back.
Yeah, it looked like he was, not really able to brace himself at all. Kind of just fell all the way to the ground on his back. So Neal, you come in with a lead, but you're in the second half on a cold night. I mean,
anything can happen.
You wouldn't blame him if he wasn't like super ready to go right from the get-go, but he'll try to get himself warmed up maybe when the ball's not, at their end of the field a little bit too. Lidke dropping it back for Barica. Chipping it to the front. Mignani is there though. Good battle, and Hudson able to win it back there for Wayzata. Pushing it to the outside now, Garcia. Smart will drop it back. Smart trying to play it to the outside. He got away a great cross a moment ago. Now puts it out front again. McGugan trying to get free for a shot, but he couldn't quite do so. Trojans, though, intercept that clearing attempt. But then they turn over the other way as Blanco stepped up to meet it. Nice ball there as he kept it alive, but it got a little too far for Blanco and then driven out. It'll be a throw for Eden Prairie. Blanco looking to go to Beaupre, but it's bounced around and then knocked out again by Akibwe. Another throw for Eden Prairie. Beaupre with the header, trying to get it to Blanco. Now it comes loose out front. Akibwe just won the race to it.
But picked up nicely by the midfield for the Eagles.
Mignani sending it back, but knocked out the other way, and a race for it here. Hussman gets there. Strong step up the other way, and Wayzata trying to quickly counter. McGugan battling through traffic and then got it back.
I think they had 4 players on that ball and nobody got it.
Gonna send it back to Neal, and he knocks it out. Be kind of interesting. I was just gonna say if Bell will come back in or not, and he is over there getting ready to come back. So Neal's gonna depart, and Bell will come back in. They maybe kind of did a little stretch and get that back loosened up a little bit, and he will come back in. It's kind of a tough thing because your player is going to want to come back in.
Of course.
But whether, it's hard to gauge how his mobility might be affected, if at all, by that little, the collision and injury there. Here's a chance. Lidke. Now it's knocked down by Quee. Plays it out to the left. Smart. Trying to sneak one through there, but Vergara blocked it with the header. It'll be another throw coming for Wayzata. Eden Prairie's had a little bit better in terms of, having more than one defender there. There haven't been one-on-one opportunities for Wayzata like there was at the other end a few times.
Right.
Hudson with the header, now flicked again. Couple of opportunities as they tried to put it back out front. Hudson will lift it out wide to the left. Good opportunity, or good hustle anyway, by Melquist. Now controlled by Hudson. Gives it up there and sent to the middle.
Wayzata's playing with a lot more urgency than they were before, but they're just not being able to finish. Nice try to save it, but there'll be a throw in for Eden Prairie.
And Eden Prairie seems comfortable having to defend a little more too. They're not, they're not panicking.
Right.
When Wayzata's possessed the ball a little bit more, they're just staying in good position, breaking things up when needed.
Yeah, they're not trying to cruise on defense, which a lot of teams will tend to do when they get ahead.
Kibwe, nice job to step in front and get to that one before Beaupre could. Race up field. Oh, and Magnani does a nice job keeping that ball in, but then had it taken away. Ryan Mahabadi in there for Wayzata. Now it's Lidke.
He's by himself, 1-on-3.
Lidke trying to put it out front, but didn't hit it very well, and Morris knocks it ahead. Fisher getting over to it. Does a nice job sending it across to Garcia. Battle for it up the side there as Smart trying to put the pressure on. Vergara swinging it across now. Luke Hernandez, who has one of the 2 goals for Eden Prairie. It'll be a throw for the Eagles as that one was jabbed away from him. We get a throw coming here for Cole Nelson for Eden Prairie. Trojans able to force a turnover, then that pass upfield though was blocked. Luke Hernandez now taking the return pass and plays it up ahead for Vergara. And down he goes. It was a push on Wayzata. Vergara eventually touched it with his hands, but that was because he was knocked down. And we get a free kick coming here for Eden Prairie. Another look as he ends up more or less kind of crawling toward it as Fisher pushed him down and then pushed him again.
I think the second push is the one that got it.
Yeah, they really both could have. Magnani looking far post with it, and King thought about trying to grab that and then realized it was going to be too far outside for anybody to really get anyway, so he lets it go.
Yep, good thinking.
Goal kick here for Wayzata. About 24 to go in the contest, and they trail it 2-0.
The wind's died down a little bit. You can see that in the trajectory of the ball. Maintain that arch.
That one got through Luke Hernandez. And it'll be a throw for Wayzata. Hernandez, great footwork there on that ball, but then just too many blue shirts around him and they take it. Now Hernandez getting it back.
Put the brakes on and then moved around.
Hernandez to the middle. Fisher denied him. Good step up by Hussman. Getting it to Beaupre. Tried to go back to Hussman. He has to chase it down. And then couldn't quite get an angle to get that cross in a spot where a teammate could get there, and then puts it behind the net. So goal kick here for Eden Prairie, but good hustle. You like the Hussman. I mean, Hussman, first of all, ran up hard to intercept the pass, and then he ran real hard again to try and get to that ball.
Yeah, also good passing on the part of Beaupre to see, knowing where he was and got the ball over in that direction.
It's not a bad combination for Beaupre when you say, all right, he's got good size.
Yeah.
He runs very well.
Yeah.
He sees the field very well, and he can shoot the ball very well. You can see why he's one of the better players in the Lake Conference.
Yeah, especially the seeing the field when you're forward, you know where your teammates are, and you know what the defense is giving you and how to adjust to it.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier when we were watching him. He would still be a good player if he had, maybe only 2 or 3 of those attributes, but when you combine them all 4, it makes him pretty special.
Yeah, it makes him dangerous too.
Blanco looking to get a cross away. It's blocked, but it'll be a corner kick upcoming as Kibwe tried to plead his case that it had gone off him and then back off of Blanco, but the referee did not see it that way, so it will be a corner kick upcoming for Eden Prairie here. And obviously when you're the team ahead too, it also takes a little bit more time off that clock. Just, it makes the comeback that much harder when you're able to keep the ball deep in their end of the field and get a corner or two.
Yeah, as we keep saying, the best defense is a good offense in soccer.
Shot attempt there by Vergara was blocked, and another corner coming up this time on the other side of the field. Luke Hernandez will take the corner here for EP. Looking out front now, knocked away. Cole Nelson will chip it. Akibwe with the header, and then Beaupre a header, and it is in.
Wow.
Beaupre will get his second of the night, and that one was spectacular. A header by a defender, but then headed in by Mr. Beaupre.
You see him coming up to the ball. The keeper was just a little bit out of position, a little bit too far out. And Beaupre gets a beautiful high header. Watch this again. Here comes the shot.
Headed high in the air, and then Beaupre, whoa.
Wow, you couldn't place it any better than that. So Eden Prairie now with a commanding 3-0 lead at almost halfway through the second period.
And this is going to be a corner upcoming now for Wayzata. Oh, I guess not. I thought the defender had maybe gotten a foot on that, but instead it's going to be a goal kick. And Tyler, nice job of making us look good too. We just finished talking you up, and then and then he gets a nice goal.
Did you give him the cue?
Seems like usually it's the other way around. You finish, we give a lot of praise to somebody, and then they have a bad play or something. But no, he's obviously a good player for them. Foul called there against the Trojans, so a free kick coming here for Eden Prairie. Hammered upfield. And we get that one whistled down against the Trojans. Mignani will come up to take this free kick here for Eden Prairie.
4 to 6 yards out. Sends it right at the goal area.
Oh, there's Beaupre again. It was punched out of there by King. But then off of Beaupre, so a goal kick here for Wayzata. As you get another look, Beaupre, yep, it did go. King batted it off of Beaupre's head actually there and then out of play.
So not only saw the ball coming in, knew exactly where to place it.
You kind of, obviously at 3-0 is going to be hard anyway, but you sort of had the feeling that Eden Prairie withstood Wayzata's, best push there early in the second half here too.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, I saw some good urgency coming out of the Wayzata offense, trying to get something going, but the Eden Prairie defense has been stalwart. As you were saying before, they're staying in their zone. They stay in their position.
Yeah, they really haven't allowed any really clean looks just coming out of play. There have been a few, touch and go a little bit on corners or whatnot, but for the most part, other than that shot McGugan had in the first half that he put just over the top of the net. Now that was a grade A opportunity that when Lidke split the two defenders and got it over to McGugan, and he actually had time to shoot and everything too.
Exactly, that was a quality shot, but since then they've been shut down.
Hudson up with it. It's always interesting to see, just slightly defensive style or different defensive styles. You'll see, Eden Prairie is looking to really stay in position, stay with their man. Whereas, some of the games we see, here's Lidke trying to step through. Some of the games we see, no matter who has the ball, somebody is attacking them immediately.
Yes.
There's never a time when they back off.
Right.
And it's just, different philosophies and different personnel that you have too. I don't think you ever want to make it easy for the other team, but you also don't want to get yourself caught out of position, particularly when you're protecting a lead.
Yeah, that's such a key when you're playing defense at this level, because the players move the ball around a lot. They pass well. So if you're not staying in your defensive position, you can get outmaneuvered.
Yeah, particularly with teams, like you said, that move the ball short, hard, low on the ground, where, if you turn your head for just a split second, they're going to be by you.
Yep, exactly. Or they see somebody else standing in the right position, they can pass it off and put it in the back of the net.
See Blanco coming back into the match here for Eden Prairie. It certainly appears as though they're going to be on their way to their 8th win of the season here, holding a 3-0 lead. They had a 2-0 lead at halftime and have added one more here in half number 2. Rojas chipping it to the front. Ooh, and a swing and a miss there by Blanco. Looked like that was going to be another really good chance. Hernandez chipping it to the far post, knocked down initially and then overrun a little bit by Vergara. Looked like if he had been able to, pull the trigger right away, that one might have been a pretty good chance too. Lidkey hustling back after it.
No foul, just two players bumping shoulders, and that's perfectly legal.
Said Lidkey's a hockey player too, and he's been one of the more physical guys out there tonight. Probably not the favorite player from Eden Prairie's perspective. And let's see on this.
Was that an illegal throw-in?
Well, the Eden Prairie player stuck his arms up when the player was trying to make the throw-in.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to whistle that one down. Not going to give him a card, but going to give him a verbal warning.
Right.
And now give Wayzata the free kick. Smart will line it up.
Surprising. That's the first foul of the second half for Eden Prairie. Here's an opportunity.
Guess who was there? Beaupre with the header. Couldn't clear it this time, though. Smart broke it up. Blanco will send it ahead there to Luke Hernandez, but Garcia wins that ball nicely. Melquist playing it corner. And it will be Wayzata's throw.
Good hustle on the part of Garcia.
Melquist will take the throw. And knocked out of there. Leeson trying to get a step there. And lifted ahead now to Beaupre. Hernandez coming back to meet it. Luke Hernandez playing it out to the outside. Rojas running after it. Crosses that ball. Beaupre trying to come up with it. Akibwe volleys it high in the air. Now Lidkey. Ooh, and down he goes. Knocked away on a clean tackle. Get a throw in. Wayzata will still have the throw, but they moved upfield farther than it should have been, and the referee is going to tell them about it.
Right, by about 10 yards.
Watch this clean tackle here.
Nice. Yep. Perfect tackle.
Cole
catches
Nelson.
The ball.
And then Nelson heads it out of play. We get a throw coming for Wayzata. Substitution, I think, going to be waved in before they can bring it in. Ian Zukor coming in for Wayzata. And back in for Eden Prairie is Patel. He had an assist on the first goal tonight. Knocked out of play. We get a throw coming for Wayzata as Melquist again will take it. Now the focus is to break up the shutout at least.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to still wind up with a 0 on the year end. I think probably the time for thinking they can, you know, come all the way back and tie it up is probably not too likely, but at least if you can get one, you kind of go from there.
Well, they got just under 12 minutes to go in the match.
And you never say never.
No, but you know, when you look at the Eden Prairie defense, as we were talking about, staying home, staying in their position.
See, did this ball hit the defender down there?
I think it
looks
did.
like it must have, yes. Corner kick upcoming for Wayzata.
Well, they need this one. They need to make something happen on this.
Gonna start people out high and then bring them toward goal. And a nice interception there and just hammer it on out. And look at who's out there, Perrin King coming up to join the play.
He passes the ball off and immediately retreats back to the safety of his side of the field.
Another corner upcoming as Smart's crossing pass was denied, but it'll be a corner kick for Wayzata, and Max Smart going to come out and take it for the Trojans.
So this is going to go towards the goal and then curve back out.
Headed back towards Smart there by Huganacher. And then Smart went down hard. Keyboy sending it ahead, but knocked down by Blanco. And nice job to win it back though by Barica. Can't get past that next wave. Beaupre will drop it back. Rojas spinning and looks for Beaupre, but that one is knocked away. Ball staying right along the line for a moment there. Now we're going to get a throw for the Eagles. Luke Hernandez trying to battle through traffic, but taken away from him. Trojans will be closing the regular season Saturday afternoon as they go to Buffalo.
And for Eden Prairie, this is their final game of the season, so they'll be huddled around this weekend looking to see what the section seating is going to be.
Yeah, they're pretty sure that Edina will be #1 seed in their section, and then Minnetonka Shakopee probably in the next two spots in one order or the other, and then probably between Eden Prairie and Jefferson in the 4-5 spot. Probably will play each other. That's at least what Coach Sinclair figured it out as by looking in.
Yeah, that's kind of looking that way.
And they actually just played Jefferson and tied them, so neither team, got a leg up in terms of jumping ahead of the other based on that.
Right.
Wayzata, they're looking at, St. Louis Park, Washburn, and now maybe Southwest being ahead of them, but you never know. They could, last year they were placed 5th and ended up getting a nice advancement out of it as they worked their way forward. Said it was probably one of the first times that Wayzata started the playoffs on the road in quite some time, but they went in and beat Armstrong in the 4-5 matchup in Section 6AA last year, and then won a memorable one over at Washburn in overtime.
Well, that's what they say. When you get into after the season ends, you get into the sections, that's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, let's be honest. In a sport like soccer where goals are hard to come by, it isn't, when you get in the playoffs, it isn't about who outplays who. It's who outscores. Sometimes the team that controls play does not win those games. So you have to be, whether you're the team that's the quote-unquote favorite or the underdog, you got to be ready, regardless of who you're playing.
Yes. Because if you play a lower-ranked team, they got nothing to lose. You can't. There's no such thing as an off day.
Yeah, there aren't in either of the sections that either of these are in. There aren't, the bottom couple teams. Okay, it's probably not terribly likely they're going to win, but after that, anywhere from 3 through 6, and you could certainly see an upset happening. That's for sure.
If you remember a couple years ago when we getting into the sections and the top 3 or 4 teams all lost.
Yeah, Section 5AA has been notorious for that, where it's so evenly matched. There weren't any phenomenal teams and there weren't any bad teams, and I think it was like the top 3 all went down in the first round, which there can't be many sections where that happens at all, and that one's certainly been known for it. Wayzata has been pretty consistent about not losing early or not losing to teams that they clearly shouldn't lose to. And that's, a credit to their coaching staff and their players that they, in terms of being ready, they've obviously had a very good program too, which helps, but they also just haven't really laid an egg, against a team that has no business beating them very often in the playoffs.
Yeah, they don't beat themselves, actually. They're always up for the game that they go into, and they play at a high level.
Well, and they play a sound style usually too, so you're not seeing, wide variations in how they defend and things like that usually either. Rojas lost that one to Garcia, and then Morris stepped up the other way to force a turnover. Blanco dropping it back now to Morris. They switch fields nicely here over to the right side. A little space to work with. Looking out front, tried to go to Hernandez, but Andy Leeson with the header out of there for Wayzata, but it will be a corner kick upcoming for Eden Prairie as we've ticked under 5 minutes to go. Eagles very much in command at 3-0 here. Luke Hernandez will take this corner for Eden Prairie. Leeson heading that one out of there. Another throw coming for Eden Prairie. And that ball went back out of play. Eden Prairie, I don't know how to say they weren't playing well of late, but the results hadn't been there of late as they were in their 0-3-2 down the stretch here. So you'd kind of say, like, well, maybe that's not a good sign or whatever, but I tell you, they came out and have looked pretty good here tonight, and that shot knocked down. The one result, maybe a bit of a head scratcher, is losing to Hopkins, which, a team that hasn't won much this year, obviously. Hopkins beat them 2-1, and they tied Jefferson, but, only a 1-0 loss to a really good Edina team, so.
Yeah. So the record is pretty solid. And that should help them in the seeding.
Pass across there, Melquist trying to come to it. Sent back, and that was a push in the back there. Called against Almer for Wayzata. Booted ahead, and Beaupre flicking it, but Wayzata was ready. Beaupre trying to get this ball back, and does. Nice job, though, to stay with him. Will Huneman. Knocked away, and they sent it ahead, and I think Hernandez was so worried about being offside that he didn't immediately go after that one. Now Hernandez comes back to meet it for Eden Prairie. Playing it over to Rojas, and he goes with it for Beaupre. Beaupre's dangerous, putting it to Rojas. Turns and shoots, but that one was blocked, and then Beaupre Well, they do keep it in, though. And that one obviously nowhere near the net. King will grab it up, and a goal kick upcoming here as we tick under 2 minutes to play. Eden Prairie led 2-0 at halftime. They've added one more in the second half, and not been quite as intense down the stretch here, as I think both teams have kind of realized the outcome no longer really in doubt.
Well, you have to hand it to Eden Prairie. They played a solid game. Very good on offense. We talked about their passing and staying in position for their attack. Also solid on defense. Didn't make any mistakes.
Bell, who went out briefly with an injury, comes ranging over to grab that one. High bouncer here. Luke Hernandez trying to play it around the defender. Races on, and King knocked it out of there, and he'll boot it ahead.
He's trying to get his offense off and running. Under a minute to go in the match.
We have an injured player a little bit here, I think. Yeah, I could hear them saying Eden Prairie, they were kicking the ball out intentionally, and that's because Garcia was injured for Wayzata, so good sportsmanship there. And like I said, I think both teams now, I mean, it got pretty physical for a while, but they kind of realize game no longer in doubt, and it's not really worth it to, potentially either get injured or, get a card or whatever late here either. So kind of seen things settle down somewhat down the stretch here.
The last thing you want to do now is get a card.
This one will roll toward the corner and stopped and boomed back out toward midfield as we go under 10 seconds to play. Oops, and then a little trip there. This will be a free kick coming for Wayzata, but they're pretty well going to run out of time to do much with it, it looks like here. And the game will come to an end as Eden Prairie breaking out of a little mini slump, I guess you'd say, down the stretch to score an impressive 3-0 win. A couple of goals for that guy, Beaupre, as the Eagles pick up the W. So again, Wayzata wraps up the regular season on the road at Buffalo on Saturday. Eden Prairie, this was their last regular season game. So best of luck to the Eagles in Section 2AA and to Wayzata in Section 6AA. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's game. For Sig Lagery and all of our CCX crew, thanks for watching Lake Conference Boys Soccer here on CCX Sports.